Guys, Laura here from Hedgehog's Homestead. I just put my kiddo off to school for the last time in the next 2 weeks. And it's not because it's the holidays, it's because they need to take a break and reorganize how they're going to do school. Because the school children are so misbehaved. Because they had to take time off last year and they have lost their social skills. That's what the letter says anyways. On the 18th of October, there was a mandate that came down from Oregon. If you did not get the jab, you will be fired if you work at a school district. And so that happened. And when that happened, a deaf child lost his one-on-one support. Now, I can't go into details about this deaf child. I'm just going to say a deaf child I know personally. This child, who his only communication to the world is through sign language, had a one-on-one signer in his classroom. And that signer really kept his behaviors down. When that happened, I did not get a phone call. I did not get anything from his school. Crickets. I noticed that all of a sudden, my child's behavior at home increased. He was crying a lot. He was very sad. Not one phone call, nothing from school. So, a week later, after dealing with a lot of behavior, I called the school and I said, I'm noticing a lot of behavior. Is he having the same at school? And they said, oh yes, he's struggling at school. And I said, I heard from the bus driver that his one-on-one signer is no longer in his class. And they said, oh yes, she no longer works for us. She moved on. Okay. So this child has an IEP. Are you looking for a new signer? Because it's in his IEP that he has a signer. Oh yes, we're working really hard on it. Two days later, or a week later, I get a text message on November 5th and 6th. There is going to be a job fair for the school. I'll leave a picture of that link here. Or not the link, but I'll leave a picture of that flyer that they sent us via email. A job fair at the school, they need substitute teachers. And as I looked into that a little further, substitute teachers only need a high school education now. That's it. High school education. And you can be a substitute teacher in high school, middle school, and elementary school. They need classroom support via signers, people like that. They need bus drivers, which they've needed bus drivers for the last 4 years in the state of Oregon. And they need lunch ladies and other people in the school, janitors, etc., etc., etc. It's funny that 2 to 3 weeks after the mandate comes down, they need to have a huge job fair. Again, no notifications to parents that they're having any issues with staffing, other than we are having a job fair. So after I talked to the teacher, I get a phone call from a guy who wants to talk about one-on-one support for this said child who needs a signer in his classroom. He is very nervous and upset. He explains to me that they have a staffing shortage, and he's working really, really hard to get a one-on-one signer for the classroom, for him, for Joe, for this said child. And he's almost in tears. So my heart goes out. I've worked in a school. My heart goes out to these teachers and staff and all of that. So he's explaining to me and trying to find out other ways that he can work it out so he doesn't have to have a one-on-one signer in the classroom. Maybe this child can use other devices too, but we've tried these other devices, it doesn't work anyways. So he goes on to explain that a lot of times he has to go to the classroom where this said child is, because there's so many behavior problems, just to keep things safe. And that they are having a true crisis in the school, not just for this child. And so on Monday of this week, we get a notification that, of course, they are now starting the jab for 5-year-olds and up. And please come to the school and get your child the jab. Okay? And then on Tuesday, we get a text message, an email, and a thing saying that they're going to send a letter in. And the text message basically says, classroom is unsafe. We are dealing with unsafety in the school, and we are going to temporarily go back to distance learning. So I get this letter, and it is for families and staff at the school. Because of the global health crisis in spring of 2020, they moved to hybrid learning. No joke. Everybody did, right? And because of this crisis that happened in 2020, the kids lost their social skills. And school has been, the children are being unsafe and need more support in school. And so therefore they are taking a break from school until December 7th and working on how they can get more staff in the school, get all of this stuff in the school so that they can be safe in school. So basically they're blaming it on what happened in 2020, even though the kids have been going to school since the beginning of the school year. Nobody complained about the safety until the mandate came down on the 18th. So unless I'm a fool, why wouldn't there be an issue with the children when they went back to school in the fall, from the very beginning in September? But no, it's just recently that the children are acting up. Nobody talked about this at the beginning of the school year. Oh, everybody was hunky-dory and happy to be back in school, including the bus drivers, including everybody. But no, all of a sudden after the mandate on the 18th, everything's unsafe all of a sudden and we have to go back to distance learning. So I don't know, do you guys see the irony in that? I do. It couldn't be that the parents are now angry. It couldn't be that everybody's a little bit angry and a little bit upset that they're being pushed so hard to do something that they don't want to do. Anyways, guys, that's my little rant. I think, personally, the kids are not safe because there is not enough staff in the school. Because the kids are upset because they've lost some of their favorite staff members. Couldn't be that, could it? No. Couldn't be that. All right, you guys. Thank you for watching, and I hope I didn't bore you. But, you know, when you put out, oh, and by the way, that staffing information, when I go back and look at, look for it, I had to actually Google it again to find that paper that they sent me. That email was gone. So they're trying to cover it up. That it's really a staffing issue, that they don't have enough staff to support the students, and that hopefully they can get enough staff in there. So is it really only going to be until December 7th? They have it all mapped out for us so we don't panic. But is it really only going to be until December 7th, or is it going to go on further than that? I remember in 2020, spring of 2020, it was going to be 2 weeks, guys. 2 weeks. And we could all go back to our regular lives. Are they going to go to distance learning full time because of this mandate that people don't want to follow? And then children that struggle with learning at home are going to be struggling in school, period. All right, well, I could go on, and I need to be quiet, but I just thought I'd film this. I don't even know if I'll put it up, but I felt like I needed to say it. It's ridiculous to not even get a phone call when his one-on-one support is not there anymore. All right, you guys, bye.